Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Vanilla Heroes. As you can tell, the situation here isn't getting any better. It's actually probably getting substantially worse, to the point that the turtles can barely get on the beach. And I have actually seen a turtle kill a tropical fish, which isn't the best case scenario. All I can think about is that they're trying to pathfind to the ocean, which isn't ideal, but if that's the case, it does mean it's fixable in the future. So for now, I'm gonna think that that's the case, and we're just gonna kind of leave it be for a little bit and fix that one, or check it out when we actually get to draining more of the ocean. Today, though, what I want to do is focus on these four corners. What I want to get done is I want to get a mob farm put into each corner, 2 general and 2 of them strictly gunpowder. So I've got an idea of how I want to do that. So I'm going to meet you guys down there and we're going to start constructing that. Okay guys, so we got a little bit of a water glitch happening here because it should spread to right here. But we've been doing some playing around, and I think this is going to be the best bet, because we're going to go for 4 away from the wall, and the edge of this 4 this way still puts us under this very dark platform, so I think we're going to be fine with light levels in here without having to put on the big giant honeycomb roof. But what we're going to have to work on from the get-go, since we're at bedrock already, is figuring out how we're going to do the item collection for this before we actually put anything together, because that will then affect how many platforms we have. And the maximum that I'm thinking we can actually have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 20 in all, but it could very well be 16 depending on how this whole item collection system actually ends up working. So this is the idea that I came up with, and I also apologize for how dark it is. But I think that's just how this is going to be for the time being, at least. It's very, very obnoxiously big for what it is, but I think it's going to get the job done. That being said, it is taller than I anticipated, which means we cannot have the 5th platform, so we're now down to 4 already. So the thing after that is going to be, do I got any slabs? No. Let me go grab some slabs. Alright, so let's start trying to figure this out. I think this is just barely too low. Let's put a block there. I think we need to go up 2. And then move out this way, right? And then we're gonna need to do something like this there. No, we can go 1 lower. All right. So let's go 1 lower there, and then do that there, right? Boom, boom. And if we make this 3 all the way around, and then a regular platform in order to catch stuff, I think that will set us up for success. Alright guys, so everything is in as far as the floor needs to go. Give me 1 second to get over that. And we've got one problem, and I think it should be fairly easy to address. So in order for this to, come on, get up. In order for this to work right, what I'm thinking we need to do is break this, and we're gonna do a dispenser here facing upwards. And how this would normally work is an observer with an air block into this. But I don't think that's going to work for how low this platform came to it. And if I move this platform at all, we lose entirely a whole nother platform, and I'm not willing to do that. If I can help it, that is. So let's see. I think what I want to see happen is get an observer facing down into this block. So maybe I can do that from down here. Something like that, right? And now with that, I want to do a dispenser facing out here like it should be, with an observer actually reading out of it this way. So to my knowledge, this should still flick this, and I don't think it's going to interfere too much with that, but if it does, I've got a plan. Alright, so we've got the stone button. My theory is if we press this... Okay. Ooh. Why is that not getting any water at all? Let's fix that. Wait, what? Okay, so I changed it up a little bit. I went ahead and just went and built the full platform and put an observer above it so that we could trigger it without actually messing up anything. So let's go ahead and throw a slab on top of here. This one's triggered. And that one's triggered. Nice. So that should take care of all of that. And then from here on out, it gets pretty simple. So, of course, you've got the observer facing down at all times. And then you've got... Not that. Let's fix this. Dispenser. Dispenser facing up like that. And that's pretty much the pattern that we gotta have, like, keep on facing. Like, we do a block there, observer on top, dispenser on top of that, block, observer, dispenser. And I think that's it for the water streams, but we still need to do a block. Wait. Dang it. So we need to actually break these up, right? And the observer actually needs to be facing downward. That was my bad. So... break those. Observer facing downward. Break those. Observer facing downward. Yeah. So that'll get us where we pretty much need to be for this to actually work. And then from there, it's just putting in the platforms, which should be fairly easy. Okay guys, so the water is fixed, and I think we're ready for our first test. I went ahead and hooked up the stream, and after doing this, there's a few things. Part of me thinks that we should have just went with 3 platforms and spared the amount of space that we need, because down here I had to do some weird stuff to get the item streams to actually link up together, because this air pocket here, if for some reason a water pushed it onto here, it would then just kind of sit there and despawn, and I didn't want any wasted items, so I came up with this, where it should still, in theory, slide across the ice into this and get caught in the stream, and this should catch anything that hits here and push it offward as well. So I've got some pretty high hopes for that, and I think all we can do now is really just test it. So I want to go up top, leave this for like an hour, maybe half an hour, and just see what kind of drops we get. Keep in mind, none of our caves are actually lit, so there's a very high possibility that we don't get much, but I still think it's worth testing just to see how efficient it really is. Let's see how this looks. I did do a little bit of work while I was waiting around lighting up some of the caves, and as you can tell, this thing's plenty laggy, so I'm definitely going to have to figure out a way of actually turning this off when I'm ready, but not too shabby. I mean, it could be better, but I don't think that's too bad. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get the other 3 up. I'm kind of in between whether I'm just going to go ahead and do it and show you guys or if I'm going to do a time lapse. But either way, I will catch you guys once all of this is put up in all 4 corners. And we are back, guys. We have 4 up, and they look beautiful. They run beautifully too. Tested all of them just for a short bit. And we also got 2 of them set up to be creeper and spider only. I didn't feel like going through the extra hassle of keeping the spiders out, and it should all work just as fine either way. What we have to do next is to set these little item streams to join up to here, and I've got a quick idea that I want to show you guys to get this done. Okay guys, so everything is hooked up to a water stream headed to here that we will get hooked up pretty soon, but I did a few things here that I thought was noteworthy for you guys. Bedrock. So since it won't slide across bedrock, I went with a fence gate method and had to make sure that I chopped the water off anywhere there was packed ice, and also had to avert from any point that would actually have bedrock up against the stream, which explains the weird little elbows that I put into here. But overall, I think it looks pretty nice. That should be that all done and dusted. And then what I think we need to do now is make a elevator up to the top. Something like, how do I do this? Something like that. And ice. Just slowly build our way up till we see ourselves up there. So let's see how we're gonna do this. I think I'm gonna actually have to break that. And ice path over to here. And we're running into a small issue that I didn't actually account for. So basically I'm still too tall here. So I think I can break our way over to here. Grab that. Okay. So it's still going to have a little bit of room to get pushed. Oh yeah, it's still going to have quite a bit to still be pushed. And we can fence gate right there. Break our way over to here. And then give our water an area right there. Oh no, 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 no. Come on. Don't be mean. So we do that. Oh, dang it. Water's not gonna spread across this, is it? Nope. But things sure got brighter. Alright, let's put that back there. And break ourselves out here. Something like that. And how about we do something like this? Let's see if that did anything good for us. Yes, it seems to have. So now let's just break that so we can have some room to stand in. And break our way down, and that should be the water elevator all done and dusted. So next we'll test it out. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a full stack of spruce gates through the system. It's gone up the tunnel now, and let's see if it actually comes into our view. There we go. So it looks like our elevator is working perfectly fine. Let me get off of the camera account and we will start working on turning all of these on. Alright guys, so what I want to start out with is testing out a concept that I have. So what I want to do for this farm is use a note block as a way of triggering this farm on and off. Now, I don't know if it's popular knowledge or not, but a note block's status change can be detected by an observer, and it actually only does a 1 pulse click versus the normal 2 pulse that you get when something turns off and on. That's something that I like a lot because it can be paired very nicely with observer update chains. So we're going to try to use observers to the best of their ability here. Now, what we're also going to do is a note block off the side of this redstone dust, because it should power it as an update. And a sticky piston here, and a redstone block there. Now, what I'm thinking is going to happen is when I click this, it's going to send the signal up, update that, do a 1 tick pulse here to pull the redstone block in, turning on this lamp. Boom. And then when we turn it off, redstone block is dropped, and we are in a great place to begin this challenge. Now, we're going to be experimenting with something that I'm not too knowledgeable about, and I'm going to actually be learning as I build this. But it's a newer concept called leafstone, where you can use a leaf block and a log to send updates to this observer. So if I put a log there, you'll notice that it senses something. And now, what exactly is it sensing, you might ask? So if you hop into your F3 menu and you look onto the right-hand side where it says targeted blocks, spruce leaves, you'll notice underneath there it says distance 7. What that's saying is how far that leaf is away from a block. I'm not sure why it says 7 even when one's right next to it, but there's something in the code there. But when there's a log right next to it, it says there's a distance of 1, and then every one coinciding slowly fades till it gets back to 7 here, and then it won't fade anymore. So in theory, we can use leaves as a cheap alternative to redstone and observers in a 6 line before we have to do an observer, a piston, and another log to then continue the chain of signal down to here. So I want to experiment if this is going to be a viable solution to getting our signal from up there down to a observer, piston, and a redstone block down here to turn on and off the farms as we please. So give me a second to get at least one line in place, and I'll kind of walk you through it if it works. Okay guys, I think we're ready for a bit of a test. Let's go ahead and give it a go real quick, see if we can, come on, there we go. Alright, so if we run down here, you saw it go there. Should launch that, and then water. Yes. Okay. That is a promising sign. And now all I gotta do is hook this up to all of those. Now what I want to just show you guys is, can't remember if I told you guys this or not, but you're able to do up to 6 pieces of leaf throughout the way. And it's really nice because of the fact of how you can actually shape it. Like this honestly goes like straight down, but you wouldn't think much of it just because of the way that it works. We're able to slide it just underneath the rim of this, and it reaches up to here really well. And once this ends, it starts back up, and no, this is awesome. Only thing that I don't know how to deal with, and I want to know if any of you guys have ideas for it, is how to stop the spiders from being able to get out. I mean, I know you could do like a water blade or something to kind of keep them and push them back in, but I feel like there has to be an easier way, and I might need to research that once we finish this up. But for now, what I want to concentrate on is going ahead and getting all 4 of these hooked up with the same system, hopefully with the same timing, so the lag from the water happens at the same time no matter what. It's not kind of going back and forth. And then from there, I think we'll be done. So we got everything all set up and it is working wonders. But I did notice one problem over here. And it looks like I forgot to put a water bucket onto one of these layers. Yeah, we just completely missed it. Is that going to be inverse of everything? Nope. Perfect. Thank you. And that should be everything all fixed up. Now, I'm going to go up there and turn it off just because it is causing an incredible amount of lag. And it's a bit insane just to see how much it's causing because I'm the only one on right now. Like, that's strictly me. Yeah, this is rough. Okay, so it is off, and we're still actually experiencing some pretty hefty lag. I checked the server, we restarted the server, all sorts of stuff, and it's still going on. So I'm actually wondering if it's this giant cluster that's still forming. It gets bigger every time I come over here. Like, yeah, it's definitely the fish, so I'm gonna have to take those out. But nonetheless, we got our farms up. We have 4 new farms to add to our repertoire. The only thing that we have left to do is figure out what's going on with the spiders. I either need to figure out a way to keep them in the fire pit, or I need to figure out how I'm going to... I guess the only other option is to keep them from spawning, which would kind of suck because the string would be nice, but not completely necessary since we do have the cave spider spawner, so that's not a horrible option itself. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think there's a couple things that I'm going to do off camera between this episode and the next episode. I want to fill in this floor. I'm thinking black glass? Yeah, I think black glass will look nice, but that's going to be a lot of ink gathering, so that might be some off-camera stuff, and I want to start lighting up the caves, because these things are pretty nice, but they're not the most efficient thing. Let's see if we got any gunpowder coming through the system yet, just from the short period that we ran it for. Yeah, so we're doing pretty solid on the gunpowder front. And I feel like once we actually have this fully like fitted up and it's gonna be nice and rolling out a whole lot of stuff, we'll be in a good place. So I think I'm gonna call this episode here, and I will catch you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, and if you really enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. But as always, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Yay, 200 deaths.